The first catch-up game sees us welcome Eastleigh to York, and as the first half comes to a close, we took the lead thanks to a mishandled Campbell shot. The second half again saw us score late, as Burn got one before a late consolation from Eastleigh's Williamson on the 92nd minute. Just under 7 months since our FA Trophy 5th round match, we returned to the Hive for an action-packed game against Barnet, and it didn't take long for things to get underway as Barnet got one on the 5th through Powell before a swift 6th minute Heaney equaliser, and although Donaldson was able to give us the lead before half, a penalty reply thanks to a Duckworth foul and Dyson sending off meant Barnet eventually took the win in the 87th minute. With 2 injuries, 1 suspension and a missing work permit, we were rather depleted to face Fylde in Oluwayemi's return to action, and sadly things didn't get any better because after conceding just before half-time from one of Fylde's only 2 shots on target, Donaldson then picked up an injury and Byrne got a straight red card. Okay, so upon the disappointment of dropping down to 10th place, which is a solid position to be fair, with 3 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses, and I think a goal difference of 2, putting us within about 3 points still of the playoffs, which is nice. We do have some more bad news. Now, I did touch upon it at the end of the game catch-up. I believe I mentioned the Donaldson injury, but there was a few others since last episode, so we're going to go over them. First of all is Sam Gibson. He picks up a major injury. He got knee tendonitis. Yes, he picked that up in training, 5 to 6 weeks on that one. That was back 3 days after our last episode. We then have Haleb. He picks up a twisted knee, 6 days. Oluwayemi, he picked up a pulled hamstring. That kept him out for 8 days and meant he missed a game. I believe it was the Fylde game that he came back for. So, Barnet? I believe he missed Barnet. And then we have Wright picked up a tight thigh. That was only a slight injury. That was picked up, in fact, in the Barnet game for 3 days. And then we have just picked up a moderate injury to Donaldson, which is a back strain. His back strain against Fylde is going to keep him out for 3 to 5 weeks. So, as you can see, we've still got Matty Brown out, we've still got Sam Gibson out, and we've still got Clayton Donaldson out. The rest are back, but we, of course, also have a suspension to deal with in Burn, I believe. So, we do have a few players missing. How will that look for the team? Well, let's head on over to their stadium and let's find out. Welcome everyone to the Chigwell Construction Stadium, and as you can see, it's not constructed very well, but I have been promised this is a stadium and not a bunch of old abandoned school buildings. Also, just to note, there is a sign over there which says kids for £1. I promise you, Dagenham Football Club are not selling kids for £1. It is just an offer to get them through the gates. But we are, of course, here for the action. We are struggling with 2 losses on the bounce, and they are struggling down in 23rd. So, who is going to pick up the victory here today? Well, let's head on into the stadium and let's find out. Okay everyone, so our team for today. Well, Mellis is coming off the bench for the injured Donaldson. Then onto the bench we have Duckworth replacing Gibson, who of course is injured. The suspended Byrne is replaced by McLaughlin, and Knowles of course is covering that extra spot Mellis has left over. Now the rest of the team, well, we have Oluwayemi in goal, a backline of Mason, Newton, Fielding and Carlin. Carlin I have been considering replacing with Ducksworth, but when Ducksworth has come on, he's also just not been playing very good. We then have in central midfield Pedder and Wright. Now I am looking at bringing some players possibly in on loan without any wage. So hopefully Pedder will start picking things up. If not, we will have options in that department. He's alongside Wright. On the left-hand side is Heaney, Dyson on the right, and of course Campbell up front. A bench consisting of Jameson, Ducksworth, McLaughlin, Knowles and Potts. But without further ado, let's crack on with today's game. Okay, so I think our assistant has hit the nail on the head with this one. We're all sick and tired of getting bad results, so go out there and change that starting right now. We are versing 23rd in the league. This is a bounce back game. Let's point our finger. Let's tell the lads aggressively that we want them to bounce back right now. And Wright and Fielding have reacted exactly how we want. Rest of the team though a little bit too relaxed for my liking. Hopefully though those two can influence the rest of the team and we can pick up a victory here today. Now we are of course going for a positive mentality and Heaney has the ball here on the left hand side. This of course is a kick-off highlight and thus will probably not amount to very much, but there is an off chance that we might do something with it. And Campbell has been tripped up by Robinson. Now is he going to get a card? That is the question. No. He held it back, and yet he does not even get a yellow card for it. But here on the 4th minute, Corrigan will throw it into Crawford. Crawford pulls it back for Bassett. Bassett playing it up to Robinson, now over to Rance. Come on, we've got to close them down. Close down Crawford. Don't give them space to run at us. McCullen, whips it over to Corrigan. It's now into Robinson on the halfway line. Ball over the top to Ling. He's got way too much space on this left-hand side. Mason, please close him down, my friend. No, he's whipped it across Crawford. It's blocked. Right, clear it away. Thank you, Right. Campbell now. Counter-attack. We've got a man on this left-hand side. Can he find Heaney? No. He's going to be dispossessed by Reynolds, and that amounts to absolutely nothing. Ling though, throwing it in. It has started drizzling just a little bit here in Dagenham, but Heaney running at them. He's got support on this left hand side if he wishes to pull it over to him. Instead though, he's going to just go alone. I think he should pull it back for Mason. Nope, gonna whip one across. Dyson, free header. Unfortunately, cannot keep his header down, and we should probably look at getting some wingers who can actually head a little bit better, because it looks like we do struggle in the heading department, yet we have a lot of opportunity to score from headers. Campbell, though, here, plays it all the way back to the goalkeeper, a player who has been rather dismal considering his rating. Currently got 6.8 though, so I'm not too upset with Oluwayemi in this one. Hopefully, he can have a good game and start building a career here in York. Mason, though, plays it inside to Pedder. Pedder crossfield ball to Dyson. Dyson pulls it down now with Carlin. Again, another player who has been struggling since coming here. Dyson whips one in. Heaney, free header. But just Ham will collect it. Now, is anyone struggling on their team? That is the real question. That is the real question. We do need to probably change the bar in the middle to their squad. Have a little look at how they are getting on instead of us, because we can see how we're getting on from the bottom. But Corrigan here on the left hand side is going to cut inside, which one across to McCullum. Sure. I'm just going to butcher it. I'm going to stick with me butchering it. And right now, Maidenstone is 2-0 down in their game. Carling, though, throwing it in to Mason. Don't think I like Carling throwing it in on this left-hand side because he does have to run back across the pitch. Maybe that's part of the reason why he's been playing so bad. Maybe I need to set my throwing takers, especially for the left-hand side, so he doesn't start doing that. But, right, over to Dyson. He's got an overlapping Carlin. Instead goes inside to Campbell. Will he find Carlin? He's going to play it over to Carlin now. Carlin down this right-hand side. Pulls it back inside to Dyson, back to Carlin. Lovely ball up to right. He's now played it through to Dyson. Dyson whips one in. Can Heaney do anything with this though? He's got a header. Unfortunately, it's a floated one though. The goalkeeper has a nice simple save. Now Barnett 1-0 up against Chesterfield. We have slipped down to 12, but a victory here today would put us back in the running for those playoffs. As you can see, only 16 points. We are on 13 and we are now back up to 10th thanks to other results shifting us around. Now Dyson, he's got the ball, plays it across to right, back up to Dyson. Dyson with a little bit of space on this left hand side. He can pull it back, whips it instead though. It's over to Heaney, a little bit too far. Heaney will collect it. He should have probably played that to Mason. Mason had plenty of space. If he dragged that back, played it to Mason, Mason edge of the box, either could have gone himself or even got a good cross in, but it's corner nevertheless. It's nodded away and Dyson will collect this one. Now Dyson coming down this left hand side up to Mason. Mason, will he get a good cross off? He looks like he's going to get dispossessed and he has. Rance now over to right, ball over the top. Instead, he gives it straight back to us though. Fielding on the halfway line, running at them. Plays it over to Carling. Carling up to Mellis. Mellis, lovely through ball to Dyson, and he's been fouled. Come on, we have won a penalty. First time I've mentioned Mellis all half, by the way. He has been really quiet in that central attacking midfield role, but it doesn't matter if we can put this one away. Newton to step up to take it. Donaldson, of course, usually our penalty taker, but he's out injured. And our former captain, Sean Newton, has just gone and got himself a second goal of the season, ladies and gents. Good job from Newton. He's down to a 2.5 star, but honestly, the way he's been playing, he is not showing any deterioration at the moment. Wrexham, by the way, nice and solid at the top, where you'd actually expect them to be. Last season, they were struggling to get even playoffs. But right now, top of the league. Free header for Heaney. What a beautiful cross, by the way, from Carlin. I have criticised George Carlin a lot since he's arrived here in York. But what a beautiful pass for Heaney to nod in at the far post. Let's have another look at this one. Throws it short to Dyson. He plays it back to Carlin in plenty of space. Heaney, nice header, close to the post. And we have a 2-0 lead. Not a bad little half out of us there. As you can see, Dagenham not a single shot on target. And 67 to 33 with 91% passing. We have been rather good in this half. So, I'm happy with the number of shots so far. Keep it going, lads. I'm going to punch fists. Okay, I'm not going to punch fists. Fine. Fine, we won't do it with punch fists. I want it to be a bit more passionate, but Ducksworth's complacent. A couple more players on the bench are complacent, but the players who are actually on the pitch, which actually matter at this moment, are all pumped up. Now, Corrigan coming down this left-hand side will pull it back for Bassett up to Crawford. Crawford on the halfway line now gets it to Vietti. Vietti over to Crawford. Crawford over to Rance. Rance is going to play it inside to Robinson. We do need to close these down. They are getting triangles built up in the centre of the pitch. Thankfully, the pass over to the right-hand wing, though, goes out of play. Mason now, corner kick. Can he do anything with it? Whips it into the centre. Right! Can't keep his header down. Good effort, unfortunately not on target. Kings Lynn, by the way, 1-0 up against Eastleigh. So, let's have another look at a few games. Halifax is currently losing 2-1. If I slide it up and down, it should fix itself. No, it's not fixed itself this time. Great. So, Crawley is currently losing 2-0. These scores are really broken. Really broken. I don't know what they've done, but yeah. Don't think I had this issue before they started doing updates, but apparently one of the updates must have just screwed that up a little bit. Crawford, though, will collect the ball here. Plays it across to Andrews. Andrews now to Rance. Rance holding up possession rather nicely for Dagenham, but they need to do more than just hold possession. They need to get the ball in the back of the net. They're currently 2-0 down. Ling on this right-hand side, though, making the run. Plays it across to Rance. Rance, could he whip it in across? No, he is dispossessed by Pedder. Come on, Pedder. All the players I've been criticising thus far this season are finally stepping up. Carlin's playing okay. We've got Pedder, he's having a decent game. Mellis off the bench is doing a decent bit of cover on a 6.7. We're into substitution time. I want to get Heaney off, but we have another highlight. Soon as this one ends, we are going to go and substitute Heaney. Ball into the back post, though. Dyson will grab this one. Plays it inside to Carlin. He's found space. He's shot and scored. George Carlin. First goal of the season for the right back. And what a beautiful goal, Carlin. Thank you for repaying the trust I have given in having you still in this lineup. You've given me many opportunities to get rid of you and replace you with Ducksworth. Admittedly, Ducksworth didn't put the pressure on by playing well himself, but I'm thankful that you actually have started stepping up in this one. Now, of course, injury to Heaney. What's it look like? A potential knee injury. It's probably something rather minor. It's going to be a bruise or something. It's only an orange injury, but it's probably going to keep him out for 2-3 days and maybe miss the next one. But it doesn't matter. We're going to take him off. Joshua Knowles shall go out to that wing. Now, in terms of other substitutes, we could do a freshening up right. So, righty for McLaughlin, I think, is the play. We'll hold on to the third substitute. because we seem to be getting a lot of injuries and suspensions lately. So we're going to hold on to that third one. We're not going to force a third substitute, which I like to usually do. And we are going to crack on with this one now. Only about 20 minutes left in this one. They're just going to give it straight back to us. Okay, fielding, building from the back. Newton over to Mason. They are sitting rather deep for a team who are 3-0 down. I think they are just trying to limit the amount of goals they concede at this point. Pedder over to Newton. Newton now on the halfway line gets it up to Mason. Mason back to Pedder, now over to Newton. Maybe cross it over to this right-hand side. A lot of players on this left at the moment. Campbell has found Dyson. Dyson cutting inside from this right wing. He's got past their defence. Oh, his shot was absolutely dismal though. Dyson, you did all the hard work. At least put it on target, my friend. Please. You did the difficult part. Just put the shot on target. That's all I ask. McLaughlin on a 6.6. He, of course, hasn't been playing that much though, so I don't blame him for having a rough game thus far. Oluwayemi though, playing it short to fielding. This one is all but secured with 3 minutes of additional time and being a minute and a half into that with a 3-0 lead. But can Dagenham pull a goal back? Crawford plays it across to Andrews, and yes, Jake Andrews has just gone and got his first goal of the season and a consolation goal for Dagenham. It's a little upsetting for them to get that one, but you know what? We don't mind. We want victories, and a victory is what we shall get here today, ladies and gents. Now, Reynolds kicks it up. It's over to Andrews. He's dispossessed by Dyson. McLaughlin to Carlin. Dyson, I swear, if you get yourself sent off in this sort of situation by making challenges like that, not going to be happy. Thankfully, though, this one is over. But the real question is, who we're going to meet in the next episode? Okay, so first of all, Mackenzie Heaney's injury is rather worse than we thought. He's got pulled knee ligaments. Yes, that's going to keep him out for 3 to 4 weeks. Another major injury. Our injury list is really starting to pile up at this point. Hopefully I can get some loans in to get a bit of cover. But speaking of going forward, we have to decide who we are going to verse in the next episode. And I think the plan is we're going to come back for the FA Cup 4th qualifying round, providing it's an interesting game. If not, we shall return for Bromley away in the league, which of course is the following week. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.